Right. So today I am going to explain you in the second term first lesson, lesson 9, that is about percentages, main topic. So in percentage lesson, you have to learn how to calculate interest for an amount. So here there are three methods you can calculate interest. So first one you have already done in the grade 10. So that is simple interest. Using an example, I will explain what is simple interest and how to calculate simple interest for an amount. Then in the grade 11, you have to learn compound interest. That is new one to you. And other one is that is called reducing balance. Compound interest and reducing balance you have to learn in this grade 11. Now I'll explain what is simple interest. First of all, I'm going to explain you what is the interest rate. So in simple interest rate, so here you can see interest rate is 5% annually. So the meaning of 5% annually means if you take a loan of 100 rupees, you have to pay 5 rupees as interest for the 100 rupees. That is for year. Again I tell, if you take 100 rupees loan, for the 100 rupees, 5 rupees should pay as interest. So that is the meaning of 5% annually. So in this sum, we have to find another amounts. So I'll explain another one. Here you can see 12% monthly. Interest rate is 12% monthly. So what is the meaning of that? If loan is 100 rupees, you take 100 rupees loan for a month. In 1 month, you have to pay 12 rupees interest. So that is the meaning of 12% monthly. So when we go to sums, questions, so you have to use this one careful. So I'll explain you how to calculate simple interest. So see this example. A person borrowed 4,000 rupees at a simple interest rate of 10% per year. Want to calculate how much interest we should pay after 5 years. You can see here, after 5 years, right? Interest rate is 10% per year. Right. So we go to the solution. First we have to find interest for the first year. How much amount of interest you have to pay for the first year. So here, be careful, interest rate is 10% per year. So that means for the 100 rupees loan, you have to pay 10 rupees interest. Now here, the person borrowed 4,000 rupees. That means we should multiply by 4,000. So how to simplify? From the 100 has 2 0, you can cut here 2 0, then answer remains 400 rupees. So that is the interest for first year. Then you go to second year. Interest for second year, interest rate is same as 10%. So 100 rupees, you have to pay 10 rupees interest. So how much amount you have to calculate the interest, that is same as 4,000 rupees. So that is not change. Then same simplification here, that means again 400 rupees. Now you can see here, interest for first year 400 rupees, interest for second year 400 rupees. That means in a year 400 rupees interest, right? So that means interest should pay for 5 years. No need to calculate interest for first year, interest for second year, interest for third year, and so on. So simply you can take interest for 1 year is 400 rupees. So 400 rupees should multiply number of years 5 years. Then 400 multiplied by 5, then you get 2,000 rupees. So that is the interest you have to pay. Right. Now then we move to the compound interest in the grade 11 lesson. In the compound interest, something different from the simple interest. So try to understand the difference between simple interest and compound interest. In the most of banks, financial institute, they use this compound interest to calculate their deposit amount and loans. So there are important things which you have to remember when you calculating interest, that means compound interest. So you have to calculate interest on the interest rate, right? That means if you calculate interest, then you have to calculate again interest. So that should calculate on the interest again. So that is one difference between simple interest and compound interest. Another one is important one is the interest rate is here not changed. So in the question they have given 10% interest annually. So every year 10% is not changed, right? Now discuss that one using an example. So see this example, a person borrowed 6,000 rupees at a compound interest rate of 10% per year. So we want to calculate how much interest we should pay after 2 years, right? So after 2 years, how much interest we should pay. Right. So next we see how to solve this question, how to find the interest. So First you have to calculate how much interest you have to pay in the first year and second year. Then you have to add both interest. So here I will explain how to calculate the interest for first year. Rate is 10%. That means for a 100 rupees loan, you have to pay 10 rupees interest. Then you have to multiply the loan, the borrowed amount, that is 6,000. Then you get the interest for first year. So you can simplify to 0, you can cut here to 0, then you get 600 rupees. So that is the interest you have to pay in the first year. Then want to find the interest for second year. So on this compound interest method, how to calculate interest for second year is, right, interest for second year is, you have to calculate loan amount at the end of the first year, right? Here loan amount at the end of the first year. So that means at the end of the first year you have to pay the borrowed amount, that means 6,000, and also first year interest 600 rupees. That means borrowed amount 6,000 rupees and interest for first year 600 rupees. So both you have to pay. So addition is you get 6,600 rupees. So that is the amount you have to pay at the end of the first year. Now when you go to find the interest for second year using this compound interest method, you have to calculate interest on this amount. That means 6,600. So see here, interest rate is 10%. So I earlier explained you 10% is not changed. 10% is not changed. That means for a 100 rupees loan, the interest should pay is 10 rupees. Now, what is the amount we have to multiply to find the interest is 6,600. That is not 6,000, right? So that is the difference between simple interest and compound interest. Now you can simplify these two to 0 part, here also to 0 part. Then you get answer 6,660 rupees. So see here, in the first year interest 600 rupees, second year interest 660 rupees. So that is different. Then what is the total interest you have to pay at the end of 2 years? That means interest of first year and interest of second year, addition of these two, right? So you can see here, interest for first year is 600, interest for second year is 660. So if you add those two, then you get the total interest to pay at the end of the 2 years. So that's amount you get 1,200 rupees. So that is the total interest you have to pay using the compound interest method. Right. Now I'm going to explain another example. In this example, take loan of 15,000 rupees at the compound interest rate 10% per year. Two things you have to calculate. One is total interest you have to calculate, and after 3 years, and also total amount you have to calculate. Right. Let's see how to solve that one. So here loan is paid within 3 years. That means you have to calculate interest for first year, second year and third year. So how to calculate interest for first year? As in the early question, you can understand that one. Interest rate is 10%. That means for a 100 rupees loan, you have to pay 10 rupees interest, then here borrowed amount is 15,000 rupees. So this multiply, then 20 cut, then you get 1,500 rupees is interest. That is interest for first year. Then we will move to find the interest for second year. So first of all, we have to find the loan remain at the end of the first year, right? The loan amount at the end of the first year, that means borrowed amount 15,000, and we have to add interest for the first year, that is 1,500. So then we get 16,500 rupees is the loan amount at the end of the first year. Now you have to calculate interest on this 16,500. So that is the interest for second year. How to calculate interest for second year? Rate is 10%, that is obtained. This should multiply by 16,500. Then you can cut the zeros here. Then you get 1,650 rupees, right? So that is the interest for second year. Now when you go to third year, first you have to find the loan amount at the end of the second year. Loan amount at the end of the second year. So at the end of the second year remain borrowed amount 15,000 loan, and first year interest 1,500, and also second year interest 1,650. So this all remain at the end of second year, right? So if you add those three, you get 18,150. So that amount you have to pay at the end of second year. Now when you calculate interest should pay in the third year, you have to use the loan as 18,150. So interest for third year is rate is 10%, that is same as above, and should multiply by amount remain at the end of the second year, that is 18,150. Now if you simplify, you get 1,850, right? So you can see here interest of first year 1,500, interest for second year 1,650, interest for third year 1,850, right? Apply simple interest. Now what is the total interest you have to pay in the 3 years? Interest for first year and interest for second year, and you have to add interest for third year, right? That is interest for first year 1,500, and interest for second year 1,650, and interest for third year 1,850. So if you add those three, you get total interest, that is 4,965 rupees. So that is the total interest to pay in the 3 years. So that is one part of the question. Then there's another one. What is that one? The total amount to pay. The total amount means end of the third year, if you settle the loan, you have to pay borrowed amount and interest for that borrowed amount. That means interest for 3 years, right? So you can see here borrowed amount is 15,000 rupees, and total interest for 3 years 4,965. So if you add those one, you get total amount you have to pay is 19,965 rupees. So that is total interest, total amount you have to pay, right? So there are some other methods to find total amount, right? So using any other method you can find the total amount, but you can't find using that method interest for first year, second year and third year, right? Right. Now students, you can try the following sums. So I'll explain one sum how to solve. Other one we have to try. First question here is person takes a loan of 88,000 rupees, compound interest rate 5% per year. Calculate the total amount required to repay the entire loan in 2 years. So that is one question. You can try that one. And another question here you can try. Person deposits 12,000 rupees at a compound interest rate of 6% per year. Calculate total amount to receive after 2 years. Be careful. Total amount, right? So you can find using easy method. Another question here I am going to give you. Person deposit 50,000 rupees in an account paying 12% annual interest compounded yearly. Then after 1 year, the bank interest drops to 10%. Because here 12%, now that one drops to 10%. Now how much money will the person receive in total as interest, only interest, at the end of 2 years, right? So you can follow methods to find that one. Now another question here. So you can see here, a person who has loaned a certain amount at a compound interest rate of 5% annually receives 328 rupees as compound interest, right? Again, receives 328 rupees as compound interest. So as interest, at the end of 2 years, he received 328 rupees. So what is want to find? Find the amount that he loaned, right? So what is the loan amount he paid from that institute, right? So I'm going to explain how to solve that one. That is some slight difference, right? So when solving this question, so here I will mention here the important one given in the question. So interest for 2 years, we say this 328 rupees, and interest rate annually 5%. You have to find the loan amount, right? So here to find the loan amount, the method I'm going to explain is slightly different. So see here, I'll take loan the person taken as rupees X, right? So first I suppose the amount he has taken is X rupees, that is algebraic symbol. So we don't know the amount, and finally I will find the X, right? So using this rupees X, I am going to find interest for first year and second year, right? So then I can use this 328 rupees. That is because they have given interest for 2 years, right? So first we'll find interest for the first year, right? You can see here rate is 5%. That means 100 rupees loan, pay 5 rupees interest. What is loan amount? X rupees. So that means you have to multiply by X, right? So here algebraic symbol is there. How to multiply? 5 multiplied by X, right? 100 is not multiplied by X. So but here you can see here 5 and 100 you can simplify, right? So that means both can divide by 5. So when you simplify those one by 5, 5 has 1 5, 100 has 25. Then here 1 multiplied by x, that is 1x. Here 20, that is not multiplied, that is remain as 20. Now interest for first year remain as x over 20, right? So that is an algebraic fractions. So don't worry about that. Now to find the interest for second year, we should find the loan amount at the end of the first year. What is the loan amount at the end of the first year? Is borrowed amount, that is in x rupees, and we have to add the interest for first year. What is the interest for first year? X over 20, right? Borrowed amount x and interest for first year x over 20. Now how to add? This one whole number, this one fraction, right? So I here explain how to find. So to add the fractions, this whole number is better to see as a fraction. How to see x as a fraction? X over 1, right? X over 1. So in this fractions, denominator 20. In addition of fraction, we want to equal the denominators. So here 1 is there, so multiply by 20, then you get same denominator 20. So if you multiply denominator by 20, you have to multiply numerator by 20. Then we want to add the x over 20, right? So now you can simplify. Both denominator is 20, and here x multiplied by 20, that is 20x, and here x, right? So numerator add 20x plus x, then you get 20x plus x is 21x, right? So here denominator keep as 20. So that is the addition of x and x over 20. That is 21x over 20. Now that is the loan amount at the end of the first year. Now when you calculate interest for the second year, you have to use this amount, right? So that is the interest for second year. Now you can see here rate is 5%, that is not changed. It has 5% for 100. That should multiply by the loan end of the first year, that is algebraic fraction. So multiply 21x over 20. So here multiplication of algebraic fractions. How to solve? With numerator denominator you can simplify. Here 5 and 20 can simplify by 5, right? 1 5, 4 5. Then numerator multiplied by numerator, denominator multiplied by denominator. Then we get the answer as 21x over 100 into 4, that is 400. So that amount of rupees is the interest for second year, right? So now we found interest for first year and also interest for second year. Now addition of these two is total interest for 2 years, right? So how to add? First year interest x over 20, second year interest is 21x over 400. Now these two algebraic fractions you have to add. So that one also explain how to add. So here you can see denominators are not equal. So in addition, no denominators equal. Here 400, here 20 means this x over 20 should multiply by 20. then you get the addition of two fractions. So this multiplied by 20. If you multiply denominator by 20, you have to multiply the numerator by 20. Then you have to add the fraction 21x over 400. Now both denominators are 400. Then here 20x into 20, 20x. Then what is the other addition fraction is 21x over 400. Now you can see denominators are 400. Then 20x and 21x added, that is 41x. So that is the addition of x over 20 and 21x over 400. Right? So that is the total interest. Now we found interest for 2 years. So in the question they have given interest for 2 years is 328 rupees. So they have given by a number. So we found using algebraic fractions. So what does that mean? Both 41x over 400 and 328 equal. They equal interest for 2 years, 41x over 400 and 328. Now this is simple equation. How to solve? Bring 400 into other side, that is divided here. You can take here multiply, 41 multiply, that one you can divide, then you get x subject, then this part 328 multiplied by 400 and 41 divided. Now this you can cut this 328 by 8 41s, right? So 8 into 400, then you get x is 3200. So x is the loan taken by the person, that is 3200 rupees. Right? So be careful, go through question and also go through the steps, right? Then you can easily understand this method.